Greetings and welcome. I am Joffrey, joined today by Darkest Light. We don't know if Vector will be making an appearance yet. I was a little distracted with my Elden Ring shenanigans. So, today we are discussing the map of Anatolia. Yes, bad streamer, bad streamer. I may or may not have been playing Elden Ring, and I may or may not be playing Elden Ring later as well because apparently I'm not working tonight and I'm gonna cope. So, yes. Today we are rambling about this map. Though Dark doesn't think there's gonna be much interesting to say, because
Nope.
already
Although Evie is spitting straight facts.
March of the Eagles 2 is gonna be the greatest Paradox game ever made.
Exactly.
Pshaw!
Just you wait, Bucko.
Oh, that's right, the Saruhan! Saruhan! Yes. We had a conversation about the Saruhanids. Oh gosh.
Saruhan the White.
Byzantium owns a little bit of this coast too. Oh god, this is horrible. The border
You're
gore in this
horrible.
place is disgusting. Who do you
You're
think you are?
disgusting.
Oh, I've noticed immediately that down here it says KH. So they're not called the Knights anymore. Good, they're the Knights Hospitaller now. Fantastic. Jocko calling me bad streamer. Jocko's
right.
here at all? What, Jocko, what are you even here for? You don't play Europa Universalis.
Maybe he wants to support his favorite streamer.
No. He's got some alternative agenda. I don't like this. I don't like this, man. You're eating a blueberry pie at 2 a.m.? Oh god. I am envious. uh
I am not.
you don't wish that you were eating a blueberry pie at 2 a.m.?
No, honestly, I think I'd rather call the boss baby at 2 a.m. and then he answered.
Alright. 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 Hello everybody and welcome to the 7th edition of Tinto Maps. I am once again asking for your support. Pavia, really? I am once again asking for your support. I want to get back to the duty of showing a new region of the map. Right. A beautifully divided Anatolia. I'm very much looking forward to the Anatolian Thunderdome. This looks very neat. The disintegration of the Sultanate of Rome in the 13th century, caused by the Mongol invasion, led to multiple Turkish beyliks grabbing power in the area. Poor Cilicia doesn't have all of Cilicia. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're missing a little bit at the bottom. Look, these people playing Mass Effect. Go away. No. Steam, go away. Stop. Do. Probably the strongest in 1337 is the Ottoman one, founded by the Turkoman leader Osman Ghazi. But there are other strong contenders, such as the Eretnids, the Geramanids, or the Karamanids, which will be fighting for hegemony over the region. Oh, is this going to be another stream where I yawn? Oh, God.
Yawn. SMH. My head.
That's what I get for forcibly fixing my schedule. Ain't the best.
It works.
Side effects. But it has side effects.
No, it doesn't. You're just weak.
You may also notice that the Byzantine Empire, Eastern Eastern Roman Empire Basileia Romaeon / insert your favorite naming option still holds
Kingdom
a
of the Greeks.
Where's my Kingdom of the Greeks? Riot if no Kingdom of the Greeks option in the rules.
Hey, have you posted an announcement yet?
No. I don't want to
Get to it.
ping people for this.
Well, too bad. Do
I
it.
want to ping them.
Ping them.
Mm.
On your server, they signed up for it.
Yeah, well, I'm not. You don't tell me that I should be pinging people when I'm playing Elden Ring. Hmm.
Because I'm not on the channel with you. I would have told you to do the exact same thing.
Here we go. Alright, alright. Live now discussing the map of Anatolia with darkest light, Thunderdome time. Woo! Cause it's the Thunderdome. Most
Common.
notable being the city of Philadelphia. Apart from them, other interesting countries in the region are the Despotate of Trebizond, held by the Komnenoi, which is all I know is that that's a dynasty that the Byzantine simps love for reasons beyond my comprehension. Uh, the Armenian Kingdom of Cilicia.
Because of the Comnenid restoration. Was a big point, big turnaround point for them before it turned right back around to everything going to shit.
So there was a point in time where the Komnenoi came from Trebizond and took over the Byzantines?
No, they were emperors before.
Yeah.
Around the emperor during the First Crusade was a Komnenoi. Alexius Comnenus? Or Komnenos, I don't know how to pronounce it. And then he was the emperor during the First Crusade. And he had his son John. And then his son Manuel. Then there was one more that I forgot the name of. And then they got Palace Cood. And the rest of them fled to Trebizond.
Ah.
So they were emperors before they were in Trebizond.
So, what's the restoration that you're talking about, though?
During the First Crusade, because
Oh.
Alexios,
So that was.
this was after Manzikert happened.
So they got
when the
kicked out.
Byzantines.
So when they got kicked out and
No.
went to Trebizond was after they got restored?
So what happened? The Byzantines lost at Manzikert, lost basically all of Anatolia. The Komnenos dynasty then took over the Byzantines, and it's called the Komnenos Restoration because the Byzantines reclaimed significant portions of Anatolia and essentially reversed their decline for a while under them. Then, eventually, their dynasty got kicked out and they went to Trebizond. It wasn't their dynasty being restored, it was the empire.
That makes sense, yeah. I can then see for sure why there's a Bizaboo notion of, oh, we must get them back. We need them to come back, and then they'll fix everything.
It's either them or Basile II.
But so there's a Reddit post you're talking about, I see. I imagine you mean that you made a Reddit post asking for the volunteers to make 3D assets for realms? Is that what's going on? Because I know you'd been talking about that for a while. The country... Oh, yeah, yes, of course. The country known in another IP as Hisn Kaifa, the Ayyubid remnant in Al Jazeera. And you might also notice some Genoese outposts, making them important players as well. I'm very much looking forward to the Genoese. The Ayyubids are funny, because I don't know how the hell... It's like the Granada situation. It's like, how the heck do they survive for over a century after this? You better get a bazillion upvotes. You begging for assets. Please come make us things. I mean, what would be the first thing that you'd want people to come and make for realms? What is the immediate, like, oh, this is what we want, you know? What comes to mind? Because I don't have much that instantly comes to mind.
Something useful.
1,000,000 crowns? Is that it? We need like Agot's 20 bazillion crowns.
Yes.
Nice. Hmm. Dwarf generic clothes. Generic dwarf and elf clothes. uh, hmm. The dynasties. Dynastic map is pretty straightforward, as a different dynasty rules each Beliuk. We have fixed the issue with a random dynasty name, so no more weird goofy names. Yeah. To spice things up, maybe start with a Byzantine discussion. Paleoglokos or Komnenos. They're gonna try and make the comment section talking about Paleoglokos or Komnenos. Oh dear. Those Saruhan. Hmm. Dulkadir.
So weak. Pathetic.
So the the countries in just like the Middle East though are very different in the start date, I imagine. Um
I still got big Mamluks.
um I guess
In
that does
fact, you can see
count.
the Mamluks in
That
Syria.
that's the Mamluks are in fact so large that they are both in Egypt as well as a lot of the Middle East. So fair enough. But what's behind my head though is the because there's the Sutayyids and our Tukids, which I do not know about, but they are not AQ or QQ. I'm not sure when those folks move on in, uh, but
Soon TM.
that's a relatively soon thing that migration happens. This is
I
right
think.
after the
Well,
Ilkhane fell apart. Ah,
they're sort of already there, if I recall. They sort of consolidate after Timur the Lame just falls apart.
so it's a post Timur thing that the sheep countries form properly. Okay.
Yes.
Why? Why did they make? Maybe they just haven't picked out colors for them yet. But I'm. Oh no! There's no way that the Aretinids have these guys as vassals.
They might.
Because that would explain why their color is so oddly similar. All of these guys have very suspiciously Aretinid themed salmon color. I love salmon being used as a color. Actually, this is arguably more salmon. They said it's bad color placement. Oh, okay, okay, yeah. It.
Uh,
Rest in peace, big Aretinids. I mean, the Aretinids are still like probably, I like the Ottomans. They say they're the strongest. I imagine that's because there's some really good land on the coast here. I don't know enough about the region, but I imagine that this land is really good. Nicaea, compared to the highlands. But the Aretinids are large enough, and they've got just a lot of shitters around them that they could probably uh, rather easily become the strongest. And I hope that happens a lot because I would love the idea, like I would love for it to be a frequent situation where someone other than the Ottomans becomes the rising power in this Thunderdome. If, even if it's Genoa. Also, the Hospitaller are in a great position to actually make moves because
watch.
um great position to watch
Up.
to watch
They're voyeurs.
excuse you you kill the Mentesids. You're probably able to fight them, like maybe not easily, but it's probably like
True.
actually feasible for
And
you to defeat
integrate
them.
all those Orthodox and or Muslim pops as a Catholic country.
No, you need to forcibly convert them all to Christianity, and then you
All
convert them to
10 at a time.
Occitan.
10 people at a month.
Not if you put your ministers on it.
15 a month.
They will bow. They will bow. You start with 2 ministers, so that means day one you've got to have both of them sent to religious and cultural conversion. They've got to convert them all to Catholic Occitan. That's how you got to do it. I mean,
Good luck.
Occitan isn't a culture in this. I don't think they split it up even more. They split up Occitan into even more, but that would be a cool idea, having a situation in Anatolia like the Legacy of Room. I don't know what the situation would do, because you are certainly in a situation. I'll say that it certainly is a thing that you're in, but I don't know what the actual gameplay effects of such a thing would be. Uh, I don't know how it would affect anything. Is the point? Everyone's just throwing hands with there's no real nuance to it. Close that. Locations. Don't think Izmir. They do. Yeah, they've got Izmir, of course. And yeah, Izmir and yeah, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Those are I remember. I recognize those names being actually valuable. One thing I'm curious about though is with how large the Byzantines are, how are they going to set things up where the Byzantines are likely to fall? Because they're so large at this point.
Because the parts of the empire they hold, Greece, suck.
Why is why does Greece suck? What?
Because there's no people there. You'll see when we get to the pops.
Oh no. That can't be. That's so sad. I am very, very curious to see the cultural and religious makeup of this region.
If the Ottomans conquer the Karasids, they are not that far behind the Byzantines.
Hmm. And I imagine the Ottomans either start at war with someone or are about to, through an event, declare war on someone to try and get them that boost.
No idea, but also the Byzantines will probably get hit harder by the Black Death than the Ottomans will.
As Sam is saying, they got hit particularly hard by the Black Death. I'm curious whether that will be a factor. Whether how historical the Black Death will be in regards to how badly it affects certain regions, because that is going to be a massive thing that happens so early on that has such a huge effect. I'm so I'm so happy. I remember our conversations earlier on, Dark, discussing EU5B, and we're debating the notion of when the game would be set, and you were pretty confident that it would have to happen later so that they because they wouldn't want to start the game with such a big disaster as this, and I was saying that they would do it specifically because of the disaster.
I was saying they would, and it'd be interesting.
No, we were arguing about it.
We were not.
You can't gaslight me.
I'm literally not.
You were gaslighting me.
Once
bad
again,
at it, though.
Here goes
Good
Joffrey talking all this smack.
That's right.
When he's just Keck W unaware, has no idea what he's talking about. Literally, I had this conversation with you because I told you it's 1337 based on these borders. In fact, I told you to make that video pointing out that it's 1337.
Before that happened.
Seeing that is what made us talk about it.
No.
Yes.
No. He's wrong. Don't listen to him, folks. He's silly.
Once again, liberal wrecked by facts and logic.
Constantinople is a major trading hub. I imagine so. Yes. It is all but guaranteed. I mean, it's going to show it here probably that it's one of the trade nodes for the region. But I also am curious how trade works exactly in the rest of Anatolia, because I imagine that trade is going to have a big effect on the way that the Black Death works. So I'm curious if there's like any particular place in Anatolia that has that is a center of trade, so to speak, that would be affected. But I'm sure that Constantinople is going to, based on the fact that it is a very important location for trade, going to get slapped. The Genoese are there a lot, unsurprisingly, so that's not going to help. As usual, yeah,
I'm gonna
dynamic
slap
names. You wish. Provinces. Don't care quite so much about the provinces, unless I'm making fun of cringe-looking borders. Rhodes is its own province. Interesting. You can take provinces in peace deals specifically. You can make peace deals by location or
Yeah.
province, right? That's what
Yep.
they said. Oh! Here's my first. What the fuck is this? What is Huda Vengar there? Oh God. No, don't
That's
like
fine.
that. I don't like.
That's fine to me.
No. No.
SMH, Joffrey just never satisfied.
No, I'm not. It's all wrong. It's all fucking. Oh, they've ruined it. I can never play this game now. Look at Hood of Endegar. They couldn't even make it touch Saruhan. It's all pointless.
You're pointless.
I am.
That's what the square said to the circle. You're pointless.
What a funny joke Dark just made.
I am the funniest person on your server.
He is. It's a truth.
Cold, arid.
And then you have subtropical. these two, I guess, locations. Oop. I wonder how that happens. And then the whole interior, it's just dry and cold.
What's water?
What is
I don't know.
water? Middle of Anatolia does not know. They got no clue. Where is exactly when you need him?
True. Where is exactly Lawler? He should be here.
He's not online.
Guess we have to invite Bella instead.
Bella doesn't like using voice chat.
Tell him to join the stream channel. The stream chat. You can just type with the rest of these plebs.
I don't know if he watches the EU5 stuff, actually, now that I think about it. I don't remember.
Tell him to.
NTB. Hello, guys.
I'm not gonna lie. I read your name as NTR for a second there.
No, don't say that as the first thing you say to them, Dark. Don't say that.
I am nothing if not an honest man.
You are. He is honest to a fault, truly. But hello, NTV and Blitzkrieg. Do not explain on stream what that means. No.
Big news, guys. Big news, guys. Our third participant has arrived.
Sorry, I totally missed the ping because I've been playing SMT5. So.
I mean, I
My
showed up
apologies.
5 minutes late because I was playing Elden Ring, so. My own thing.
I completely forgot that there was going to be an EU5 map today.
Don't worry.
Yes.
We're only like halfway there.
We're discussing the funny one counties of subtropical climate on the north of Anatolia. Just boop boop. Sweet summer child. He must not know. Do not let him know. He will change his name if he finds out.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
He must not know. The poor child must be protected. I need to look up. I swear, I need to, like, open a tab sometime, like, next time we do one of these maps, and be like, alright. Just have it on the map, say, alright, what, or just, like, a list. Alright, what does Mediterranean mean? What does continental mean? I know what cold arid means.
It's in the description.
It's the description of continental? Ah, yes. Continental
cold arid.
climate.
Cold arid. Yeah,
that's
the description.
obvious.
Just mouse over it. Get the tooltip.
This guy.
What, do you not have access to the game already like I do?
Oh, that's right. I totally do. I forgot.
Oh, man, you don't? That must suck.
Hello, person with a name I'm not going to say out loud. God.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a sussy name. I'm not going to say that one.
Yeah, hello. Hi. Anyway, distracting from that, I'm actually rather curious to see what the topography is of Anatolia, because... Oh, Villain Glasses is here. Yes. What is with all these... What is all these people... What?
Remember, guys, to sub to partner Joffrey's YouTube channel, hit that like button, and ring that fucking bell.
I love EU5. Well, I suspect I will love it too, but it is not out yet. And it's not even been announced yet, so technically. It's super secret game. But, hello, Villain Glasses. I managed to tear myself away. I managed to tear myself away from playing Elden Ring for just long enough to talk about this. You played it last night? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Where do you live so I can come hunt you down and take it? Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, there's part of that narrows. There's narrows here, narrows
Probably
there.
makes galleys better.
Yeah, we've had that conversation before. This is all narrows too, and then there's like inland sea. I think it says up there. We saw that in the Italy map. So the suspicion that we had talked about is that like narrows makes galleys better, and then Mediterranean might be better as well, but just not as absurd. I don't know though. We'll have to see. What? Don't actually tell me what street you live on.
Yes, I don't want to have to buy a plane ticket.
Now that you've told me, though, I must immediately go to Saxony and steal your definite the copy of EU5 you definitely have downloaded for sure. Is that marsh impassable? Oh, it's just lakes. Okay, yeah.
Like,
it's just that it's got a similar color, I suppose. Yeah, the Aretinids are proper shoved in just hill, plateau, mountains. There ain't no such thing as flat around here. God damn.
They do be chunky at this point.
Yes. How does the climate the climate though, yeah, the subtropical it meets up with the flatlands. Drac is here. Hello. Hello, Drac. Hello, talking mouse. I believe you. I believe that you can talk, but right now you're a typing mouse because you are, unless you're using speech to text to communicate, which I do not believe. Plateaus are very flat, just tall. It's true, I suppose. I have played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yeah, the Great Plateau, it's flat, except when it isn't. I'm very curious what this looks like, though, you know? Like it's all plateau terrain, but it's not all just one plateau, right? They wouldn't make
Could
it all
be.
the
The whole
same
region
one.
could just be elevated.
That would look so cool if it is, though. I don't know what Anatolia looks like in real life, to be perfectly honest. I haven't looked at the Google Maps of it, Google Earth. My brother and I are big fans of when we hang out to look at we sometimes just load up Google Earth and look at random places. We haven't gone to Anatolia before, though. Maybe we should do that sometime. Well, anything else worth commenting about with this?
No, there's not.
No, not really. I'm trying to squeeze as much as I can out of it, but I don't know. All right, vegetation.
3.
There isn't much tree on the plateau.
This is getting ahead of ourselves, but I'm looking forward to 2 maps into the future. You two will be happy.
I've seen them all. Don't worry.
Yes, I'm trying to not get distracted by the prospect of the maps that are coming up, because the last few maps are the ones that I'm really excited for. But lots of forest. Forest is the dense one. Yeah, and then yeah. Again, we gotta hope that we get that deforestation.
Constantinople's a grassland, not a farmland.
Grassland, not farmland. Where? Oh, Byzantium.
Constantinople.
Okay. Yes. That's actually a little surprising. They kind of just throw farmlands wherever there's like a big settlement like that. There's even woods just outside. That's crazy. Terrain changes over time, confirmed or no? We do not know for sure yet. It is a case of basically every time there's a discussion that involves terrain like this, like forests, and people bring it up, it's very frequent that Johan will comment in reaction, because people will ask about deforestation, and then he will respond with, if the technology is there. So if their technology for it, if they get to that level by the time they release the game, then they'll do it. Otherwise, they can't. But Johan wants to, and that's the key thing, because I'm very keen on that. I as a modder would very much like there to be the ability to change terrain over time. Lovely to see Kanya, as it should look sparse. Plateau with nothing on it. It's a plateau with sparse lands, and then you get like, oh, there's grasslands a bit, and then some trees there in the corner.
Not a single farmland in Anatolia.
No, actually, yeah. Is that grassland? No.
Yeah.
Grassland's in the Mediterranean. And then it's subtropic woods. Woods. All the subtropics are woods. Huh. Why is the forest? Why is the forest next close to Antioch a different color from the rest?
I see that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's a very good comment, Armos. Thank you for mentioning that. Huh. I wonder.
It's a worse forest.
It is that color because it is objectively bad. It is sparse forest. So, well, you see, the thing is, forest is just denser woods. Like, woods is just like, the scattered clumps of trees here and there.
Grasslands and the woods are also different colors.
You're right. It's all just a different color in that region.
It looks like they sort of lost some of their color.
The opacity has been lost or something like that.
The sparse even changes around here. What is affecting that? Yeah, exactly, Sam. Sam, is your comment? Why did it change? My fat, bald skull is in the way a little bit, but it does change. Well, and here, yeah. And here I was thinking that I was going to speed over the vegetation map. The terrain in Anatolia is quite interesting and unique, as it's comprised of very different features. The central Anatolian plateau, with its colder climate and more sparse vegetation, is opposed to the rugged and more forested coastlines to the north and south, while only having fluvial flatlands to the west. Okay, that's a Pavia breaking out the thesaurus with this one. And in Cilicia, an area that always has been a choke point between Anatolia and Syria. Poor Armenians, stuck in the middle with you. And to the east, the territory becomes increasingly more mountainous as it approaches the Caucasus. Oh boy. Guess the Mamluks are being selected, that's why... Oh, you're right. It is just in the Mamluks territory that it's that different color. Huh. Maybe that's true. Interesting thought. But now, it is time for the culture map.
Honestly,
Oh,
I'm upset about this. Why are they different? They should just be one big culture, Turkish.
What? Why? Yeah. Why are the Greeks and Turks separate cultures? I don't get this.
Yeah.
What?
Like it should be called Greco-Turkish.
That's a hot take.
Duh.
Giving them different cultures.
You joke, but some mods literally throw them in the same culture group, and it's utterly abhorrent.
Yeah, you're right. They shouldn't be in the same group. They should be the same exact culture.
That's why we're making the joke vectors, because it's a common thing that some people do.
A joke? I'm being serious.
Why? It's the whole like, yes, we should both.
I expect this setup will please neither the Greeks nor the Turks, which means that it's probably correct.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It probably is correct. The Turks are angry because there's not enough Turks along the coast, probably, and the Greeks would be annoyed that there's too many Turks along the coast.
The inlands of Anatolia.
Well, there's Turkish minorities, like a large amount of Turkish minorities all over the coast here.
I'm not sure. Is that because it's there's actually sufficient minorities to be shown on the map, or because the ruling cultures of those are Turkish?
Oh, it's because
100% sure.
Because the minorities, because like the wait.
Hey, Joffrey, do you have a good answer to Drakat's question?
Wonder where all those Armenians went. Huh. That's a good question, huh? There's quite a few of them right now. Damn. Not so many these days.
I think...
Weird.
I think it might have had something to do around the time of World War One.
At least Turkish is different from Turkoman. I don't know. Like... I'm gonna need to maybe they will explain a bit to me from smooth brains like me who don't know, because I know that Turkoman is a thing. I just don't know what it is, and I also don't know what Cappadocian is.
You are smooth brain, the smoothest.
Yeah,
brain.
Literally after this map, they talk about the Turkomans as well as their logic for the culture distribution. So,
all right.
Once again, Joffrey is answered by the immediate following paragraph.
It's because of the Mongol invasion, which caused Turkic mass migration. Huh. And then he immediately deletes what I was reading. God damn it! I was reading that! Replace it only with Turkoman as nomadic Turks. Well, harumph. The hell is Laz? I don't know, maybe they explain here. To begin reading then. Anatolia is the first region in the Middle East, with cultural and religious minorities added. Just in time for this Tinto maps. They really are. They're just like me with coding. It's like, oh, I'm going to stream oh golly gee, it's time for me to stream the pirates tomorrow. Time for me to just make all their code right now. We can have an endless discussion about the divide between the Greeks and Turkic cultures. Hooray! No, seriously, we've made what we think is the most accurate division for 1337, given the scarcity of data. The stripes point to a variation of the pop percentages in each location, from let's say 70% of Greeks in Izmit or Bursa to 80% of Turks in Ankara or Konya. Yeah, that makes sense. We have also added some subdivision of these cultures with the Pontic and Cappadocian Greeks. Okay, they're distinct Greek groups. That makes sense then. I was a little confused.
I strongly suspect that it's once again either labeled as Hellenic or Byzantine, and that'll be a shared culture group.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that there will be some way that they represent cultural familial groups to a degree. And the Turkomans, you might note a majority of them around Sivas and Malatya that portray more of a class/social grouping divide than an ethnic or language divide, as these Turkoman pops are always tribesmen. Oh. Well, we consider the settled population as Turkish. Other than that, we have a good amount of Armenians distributed between the areas of Cilicia and Armenia. Laz to the north and Kurds to the east. They don't explain what the Laz are, though. The brownish, greenish culture, the Kurds are the brownish, green culture. I see.
According to a comment in the stream chat, Laz is a Kartvelian ethnic group like the Georgians. They're still a thing today, so...
Oh, I see.
Relatives of the Georgians.
They're still a thing today. They are majorly found in modern Turkey. I mean, most of them are in modern Turkey right now in this map, so fair enough. Interesting. I see that, yeah, because they're all clustered in that northeast corner next to Georgia. Please ignore that chunk of Syria that appears as the minorities there are not yet done. That makes sense. Yeah, Syriac and all that. Yeah, all of that is just not properly finished. There's a little Levantine bit there, but okay, Dark. Here's my thought. So you look at like the Byzantines, for example. It's easy, or even here, like it's easy to, if you look at it at a glance, to think, oh, they're doing the thing where they show minorities based. They've got the map mode showing minorities based on country, but you can see that there's like a location here that don't have large minorities of Turks, so they are showing it based on individual location. It just so happens that in most of the places that the Byzantines still hold, they don't have large amounts of Turks. I wonder why. Same with the Pontic lands that are held by the Genoese. I love my stutter. Anyway. Not sometimes. I am a porky pig. So I am very curious if there is a Laz tag, because and a Turkoman tag, because I am a big fan of grabbing those random small factions and just making them rise out of nothing. So Cappadocian, creating a Cappadocian Pontic, Laz, Turkoman, any of those. Anatolia sounds like a lot of fun for me, personally. That's how I like to do things. Imperator-style dynamic tags would also be nice. That's true. That's true. That would be very cool. That would be a way to get around things where you don't have a tag for something. Depends on how titles and tags work, I suppose. But I suppose that wraps that up. You can see there's just a little bit. You can see the Georgian culture as well there. That's worth noting, I suppose. Actually, the one that Rhodes is solidly Greek. So sad.
Makes
There's not enough
sense.
knights.
Yeah. Although it would be cool if they have a small Latin, so probably Italian or French population there. Just
I'm
not
sure they
enough to
do.
show.
Just the same thing as like there's a lot of Jewish minorities all over the Christian world, but that doesn't mean that they're all over the old world in general. But there's not enough for them to show in
Yeah,
many places at all.
because yeah, the Rhodes has been under the control of the Knights for 27 years at this point.
There it is, Dark. There it is.
What?
Nestorian. There it is.
I
It's
know.
on the map.
It's
There
on the map.
it is. It is on the map. The pink boys are here. Nestorian. Let's go. I love it. It's such a lovely shade of pink. And then you have all the Miaphysite, which represents the. They didn't want to separate the Armenian Apostolic Church. So sad. But I mean, fair enough. They all of the people that are Miaphysite, they represent that as just all of these different factions are Miaphysites, and they have different different patriarchates.
One day, maybe.
There's a Nestorian minority there in Cilicia that's large. Ooh. Nestorian Armenia. Let's go. Let's go. Well, I was really looking forward to seeing this map, but now that I see it, it's like I don't actually have all that much to comment on the initial impression. It's just it's really neat. I'm happy to see it. It's like, oh,
yeah,
okay,
the religions sort of just line up with their culture.
It lines up with the culture, yeah, unsurprisingly. The really just interesting thing. Okay. That is something I wanted to mention. Yeah, the interesting thing is the existence of Nestorian, and then how Miaphysite worms its way around in here. But up in the top left, that is interesting. I imagine that is Bogomolist, because
They're Paulician.
There's no
Paulician.
What even is that?
They're Paulician. That's what they are.
But I imagine it's a large amount of Bogomolists in the corner.
No, it's not.
What is it? What is Paulician then?
I told you.
Oh,
they are.
They actually say it.
I told you.
In this one.
Yeah, I told you.
What? It's that small? What the hell?
You thought I was joking?
Yes. I got roasted. Holy shit. I'm like, there's no way they're going to actually say anything of substance in here. It's so small. And then they just mention
Joffrey moment.
If you wonder who those pink stripes in Thrace are, they're a Polican minority. God damn.
You took an iron to your brain to get rid of all the folds and wrinkles. You wanted to have the smoothest brain.
It's uncomfortable, you know? It's like I want to have a smoother brain so it doesn't rub and bump against stuff so much, you know? But that's really cool. Like, we get some Polican Greeks. Paulician. I appreciate that.
Good.
I appreciate as many minority religions as they are willing to add. And they've talked about quite a few minority religions that they might be adding. My brain is as smooth and shiny as my head. Well, why do you think I'm bald? It's because my brain is smooth, so it's like my brain decides to expand to the smooth.
If you didn't know, hair actually grows out of the wrinkles in your brain. So if you're bald, it means that you are smooth-brained because you have no wrinkles for hair to grow out of.
It's actually a fantastic piece of information. I'm very thankful that Dark has deigned to share it. Well. What do we have here? What do you have to say about this? There's some interesting materials distributed all over Anatolia, such as alum, which was a main export to Italy, usually handled by the merchant republics, silk, marble, or copper. And if you're wondering about the spices, they were previously saffron. So there was a point, I guess there was a point in time where they had different spices, and then they lumped the spices together to be just spice.
Probably.
Legume. Do you have a problem with legumes? Hmm? You don't like
Yes.
legumes? I am a fan, actually. Not as much of a fan of legumes as I am of grapes, though. Only one location around the lake in the middle produces salt. It's so Jover. How are we supposed to have the fully salty lake? No, but it needs to all be around the lake.
Don't worry, once we get to the Dead Sea.
Yes. Oh, I bet they're gonna stick a ton of salt around that. They haven't mentioned any precious metals, so is there no precious metals here?
Yeah, there are. Silver at the top.
Sand.
Next to Trebizond, and there's silver right below that sand.
Oh, there is!
There's also silver next to the silk in Trebizond, and silk a little bit south of Sinope.
Ah. So three sources of silver, indeed. In Sinope, Karaman, and Trebizond. I'm sure Trebizond will be thankful for that in the game start. Trebizond has silk, silver, olive lumber, sand. Okay, I think they've got this.
Most valuable.
I think Trebizond has. They're good to go. It's all they need. They got everything they need. All they need is some stone. They don't have stone to make their funny churches. They got sand for the glass, so they can make icons, but no rock to actually build it with. Watch all of Southern Arabia just be sand. What's so sad about what you? Oh God, there's mercury though. But you want more medicaments? Medicaments. Two.
Medical comments.
Medical comments. Yep, just two. Only two. Lots of horses around, relatively speaking. And a fair amount of clay. But I don't imagine clay is on the top of the list of valuable resources.
Pottery.
Is there any real...
It's for your pot.
I guess the alum, that's like the big thing that the Genoese want to yoink. You've also got dyes. Isn't that the island Genoa holds? No, the Byzantines hold that still. Genoa doesn't have that yet.
For now.
They got this land on there. What does Genoa's regions have? They got fruit, salt, fish, and alum. They actually have direct ownership of an alum resource there. That's interesting. Oh my gosh, there's silk in Philadelphia. Oh no!
No wonder the Byzantines still hold it. They need to hold the silk production.
They're not getting rid of it.
Cost.
Cannot afford to lose it. They must protect the worm.
Just ignore all the other silk provinces they don't own.
It is precious to them.
Karaman has one. All of the big players have a silk. Having silk in your country in the Thunderdome is like it's the requirement to be an actual state. You see, Cilicia has one, so they're an actual country. Karaman, sorry, buddy. Yeah. Saruhan, no. All these people next to Philadelphia, sorry, you gotta take it from the Byzantines to be considered a real player in the game. Sucks, but I didn't make the rules. That's a lot of silk in Anatolia. Indeed it is. Copper, there was one copper I saw. There's one saltpeter here. I imagine that the saltpeter, you get more saltpeter discovered as the game progresses, and you need more. What is this? Horses in Gallipoli. That's what. All right.
I wish we
That's
also
not
could see
Gallipoli.
Cyprus so I could see if it has copper.
That's not Gallipoli? Is that the line here?
No, I think that's the line. Yeah.
Fish. Copper. Yeah, I only see.
Yeah,
Wait,
Gallipoli
there's
is the
one
little
copper.
peninsula.
Oh, okay.
The Dardanelles Peninsula, I believe.
Yeah, the Dardanelles. Well,
Is
the
the-
Dardanelles are is the pass there. I mean, look it up.
It's the strait.
Yeah, it's the strait between Gallipoli and mainland Anatolia.
There is there's another copper. Yeah, there's another copper behind my head. Right there.
Only a single tin though.
Thereabouts is a copper. And then there's one
That's all you
next to
need.
Genoa's colony. So that is 3. Alright. Sam, you said something about there not being a lot of something, but I don't know. But then you removed it. There is wheat in an arid location. Ew, is there now? Topography? No. Vegetation.
It's not topography. It's climate.
Oh,
Just had
yes. Yes.
Yeah, there's
Where's
some in
wheat?
cold arid. Yeah.
Where's the wheat?
It's the stuff next to the silver mine in the top center.
Oh, the top. The top center?
Top center, the silver mine up at the top center.
Oh, there's cold. That's cold arid up there too. Oh, it
Between all
is.
the
That's right.
lumber.
Forgot it goes that far up north. Yeah. There is just wheat there. Whoops. I mean, cold arid. You know, now that I think about it, though, cold arid is probably the way that they would describe where I live.
Probably.
Yeah, but we have
Oops.
modern fertilizers, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, people weren't really growing shit here at all before we brought irrigation over, so I can move along from that then. Now the trade map. Markets, market. Trebizond is a market. Ooh.
For now.
For now. For now? What is that supposed to mean?
What do you think?
Are you gonna stop it? Are you gonna absorb it into the Constantinople market?
No. The Ankara market. When I play the Turks. The
No.
rightful third Rome.
No. If you're playing in Anatolia, you need to play the Eretnids.
So if they conquer Constantinople and they inherit the trade zone, it should instantly flip to Constantini. In fact, on a broader thing, I wonder if trade nodes will dynamically shift their name based on, the cultural dynamic name of the holdings.
They change their color based off the owner's color.
Yeah, it probably just calls it whatever the county's called. So yeah.
If it
For
changes
now.
color, I imagine it changes name.
For now, not once I'm done with them.
I can't wait to play with John Henry Eden and see the great trade zone of Bengal Kappa.
Bengal Alpha.
Or just Buenos Aires in the middle of India.
There's not a whole lot to comment on here beyond just. Oh, you can see a little bit of Tabriz in the east.
Who could forget the great market of Vectopolis in California?
You know it.
Oh God. But yeah, there is definitely room. Yeah, you could very much make an Ankara market in the middle there with how disconnected this is. But with how shitty the terrain is.
In fact, there's talk of that in the dev diary. Basically, like they mentioned that Turkish beylik could make a center in Anatolia.
On the north, Damascus in the south. Nothing speaks against a Turkish beylik conquering one or all of them or creating a new market center, probably in the middle of the Anatolian plateau, although probably it will require some infrastructure to make it fully functional. I would definitely imagine so. You need to pick a location on the plateau and decide, yeah, let's actually build this up and make it a place worth visiting. But I wouldn't do that. If I was the Ottomans, I would not set up shop in the middle. That's for sure. I would set up shop. Well, then again, unless you are, because if you're having trouble killing the Byzantines, then I could see the logic in wanting to consolidate your control over the whole region and make your capital there for better control. But for me, I definitely want my capital to be in Constantinople. But if I was playing Eretna,
I'm mildly tempted to do a cursed Turkish run where I convert to Orthodox and just consolidate in Anatolia.
Glorious.
That sounds appropriately cursed.
Orthodox Turkish Anatolia. It should be Orthodox.
I mean, there were enough Turks being used as mercs by the Byzantines. Some of them likely converted.
It should be Turkoman Orthodox specifically, though. It's going to be the smallest group of them that takes over in the end. And here is the population.
I like that big fat zero next to Constantinople.
Why is there a zero here?
They did.
What?
They all died.
Everybody
is... They're gone. Reduced to atoms. Everybody's fucking dead, Joffrey.
Pops. Yeah, there is actually quite a few. Yeah, there's a lot of people around, not inland so much, but yeah, in some of these places, there's a lot of people. Trebizond actually has quite a few people. God damn. If they expand into some of this land along the coast, they could become actually very notable compact realm. Meanwhile, yeah, the Byzantines out here, it's actually really kind of sparse for what I imagined in Thrace.
Well, it's been on decline for the last several centuries, so
that must suck for them. You're hanging out. You've got
several centuries, but the last century since 1204, bit over a century.
So, like, for the last century, you like the population's slowly going down. You've got all these old buildings that are just unused now, and the cities start to become more abandoned.
I believe we hit the point where parts of Constantinople are still are within the Theodosian walls, but they've been turned into farmland, I believe, simply because the population shrunk so much compared to its height.
It's about to get a lot worse.
Hit by the Black Death yet?
That 131K.
It's about to experience a revived golden age.
Yeah, that's definitely how it's gonna happen. That 131K is gonna go up. It's definitely not gonna become like 45K in a second. Yeah. Oh dear. So, pops.
And then
pops by country.
Got worse. That about sums up the Byzantines at this point.
Yeah, 1.2 million in the Byzantine Empire, but
although that's with the zero, I imagine it'll go up slightly once they fix that.
That's true. I wonder why there's just the zero there. Yeah, I was wondering about this. I'm a Retina stan. They're talking about the Turks being like the Ottoman Turks being strongest. But
they're probably more unified. They have less tribesmen pops. Also,
I said, they just have the Turks were also blessed with a particularly great series of leaders. So,
also look at,
That's
like
true.
I said, if the Ottomans conquer the Kharisanids, they have very close pops to the Byzantines.
It's a small region that is very dense. This region here, this all along the northwest coast.
They'll have like a little over 1 million.
Cilicia is actually a real that 222K for that amount of land. That's not bad.
mm-hmm.
Oh, but okay. If there's 235K people, the Knights got to pull something out of their ass to successfully beat them in a war with their what is that 37K? 5?
Yeah, I can't quite make it out. I think it's like 37,000.
There's 16,000 here, so then with the other island, that means that's probably like 30 some, or even 27.
The AU bids have 66,000.
Damn, that's okay. I can respect that for the amount of land they've got. They're tucked up in the mountains. The 66K behind my skull. Yeah. Fair enough. This really is going to be a case of just Byzantines hold on and don't die from the Black Death. Oh. If they don't die from the Black Death, then that's Byzantine's going to be so hard to play. I don't know. You can't just hold on. I don't know. There's probably some ways that you can affect the Black Death. Remember they said you can blame the minorities. You can blame all the Paulicians. It's all their fault. If Anatolia starts unifying, the Byzantines are toast. So kill the Turks first. Kill them for day one. Just attack them.
Yeah, even if they've got it set up where the Ottomans still rise and the Byzantines still.
Joffrey, I think your stream
dead.
Yeah, I got a notification about that. You could see
stream dead.
Mercifully, that's nowhere near as bad as it was when I was playing Elden Ring, so that's good. The OBS cut out for a second. Can't wait for that Ethernet cable to hopefully help with this, but we'll see. Who would I play? Trebizond would probably be a lot of fun to play. You've got a lot of the little guys you can eat. And then the same, of course, goes
Although
for...
it looks like a bunch of those little guys are vassals of the Arytnids based on color painting. If you look at the map of the countries, it looked like a bunch of the little polities were vassals of the Arytnids.
I think somebody said that it was just bad color choices.
Okay.
Because if that's the case, and the Arytnids have all of these guys that have similar colors to them as vassals, that's absurd. They would just stomp people with that much power. Honestly, around here.
I think it would be absurd if there was a country in East Asia that had like tens of millions of people that was just like surrounded by people with like far less pops than them.
Is this meant to be some sort of like clever comment about China?
Yes. I think that's what he's doing now.
Yes, that is what it is.
All right, so are you about to explain your brilliance? You're gonna have some brilliant explanation for how, if the Arytnids had all of those guys as vassals, they would just win all the time.
So, from what I recall, in Mayuan taxes, which I believe Johann worked on, they did have that as a subject. I'm not sure about Ahis between them and the Ottomans, but the thing the Arytnids have trouble with is the fact that the Turkoman pops are bad, because, like it said, they are permanently tribesmen. So you have a lot of pops that are worthless.
That's true. That's a very good point, actually. Because the tribesmen don't really, they don't contribute to your economy, and at most you can conscript some of them into your armies.
Although the Turkomans were known for being very fierce tribal warriors, so I assume there will be some benefit to having them in that capacity.
Stream up and down.
Yep. I know. Yeah, I've been bitching and moaning about it all day. It's I don't need more of that. Alright. Populations. Byzantium has some edge. Byzantium has some edge over each of the Belyaks, but not if they ally each other, or if they ally with its Balkanic rivals. Really? The
Serbia, Bulgaria.
Turks allying with them? I don't see that happening. But if you ever have I heard about a 66k a Ubid challenge? Yeah, they're gonna be very rough for sure. But I mean it's respectable for what land they have. Yeah. That's all for today. We'll most likely be uploading the French feedback results this week. Vacation. So, next week, there's an important bank holiday for this company, St. John's Day. In the meantime, we'll also be reading and answering your feedback about Anatolia. Next Friday, we'll be taking a look at Russia. Ooh! Russia. Yes, I imagine the Genoese will be a big pain for those who do not end up attacking and conquering them. But, we shall see.
And now for the dev responses.
Right. I know Constantinople's pretty urbanized. Some bug, I guess. How many Kurdish? How many different? What? There's not enough Kurds for for them to have different Kurdish cultures. That would have the same like. Oh, that just wouldn't work. What? There is. I suppose the person they said that to respectfully disagreed though. I was wondering, maybe there's so few people it can be shown on the religious map, but revival of certain ancient religions. Yeah. Unlikely, as our aim is to have the religions present in 1337. They just mean like, yeah, they don't mean that there will be Hellenism and ancient Egyptian. They just mean that like their aim is just to have religions that are present at the start date. Yeah.
If anything, I'd say that they're saying it's very unlikely that they would do those ones.
Yeah. Yeah. But Mormonism. We need Mormonism to come at the very end of the game.
But that's a future faith, not a past.
What is the current political startup of Anatolia? Goat was here to hear me say that we need Mormonism. And don't forget to see the feedback maps from England, Tinto maps. Oh, where would that be? Oh. The feedback of maps. So, like, they've changed some stuff? I doubt there would be anything that worth commenting on.
I haven't seen that posted myself. I'll have to go look.
Currently, the setup is that everyone in the Thunderdome is at peace. Please don't make the Byzantines start at war. No, I mean the Ottomans. Don't make them start at war. Don't give them an extra chance to get a head start. Don't, please. the Menticids are independent, but now they're considering making them a different color so people don't get confused. We'd like to have to give the Yazidi religion representation. I don't know what Yazidi is. Is it a subsect of Islam? It's just...
Kind of.
Huh. Working on different branches. They're working on different branches so they have different colors for resources.
GitHub moment.
Very relatable. Don't suppose it can be changed to saffron. Yeah, people have mentioned before that there's issues for having different types of spices, and I don't much care. I don't think it adds or takes away from the game whether or not you have different spices or whether they're all the same. It's really just a, well, that's neat, I guess. Yeah. The dev posted the feedback maps in the British Isles Tinto map post itself, so they updated that post. Ah. I see. We'll take a look and see. Win rate, so to speak. I mean, they basically just added the pops. Oh, great. Yeah. Connection went out again. Yeah. And it's still off. Seems like the stream is just hovering around no data. Well, if this doesn't change itself, then I'm gonna then I'll have to stop it earlier. Wonderful. If this doesn't get better soon, if this doesn't straighten itself out,